yesterday's Facebook Live session, a number of questions came up that I didn't have the chance to answer. I was asked about currency in an independent Scotland. For the avoidance of doubt, we'll use a currency. I say this because there's no country in the world that doesn't. There is nothing and nobody that can stop us using the British pound, it being a fully convertible currency. Anyone that tries to tell you otherwise is quite simply telling you fibs. Ireland, for example, used a pound for 56 years after gaining independence. Scotland could choose to use parallel currencies such as the Scottish pound and the British pound. For example, for longer term contracts such as pensions and mortgages, it makes sense to keep them in pounds sterling. There's been some debate about when a Scottish currency should be introduced. Some people favour this sooner rather than later, but the timing of any new Scottish currency would be dependent upon the prevailing economic conditions at the time. In other words, you use the currency that suits you best. This debate's a throwback to the old Project Fear days of the Tories and Labour, banding together to stop the Scottish people getting the governments they vote for and implementing the economic policies that suit Scotland. For them, the answer will always be bowing down to the Tories in London. Don't let them fool you twice.